let's go to Wits University. That's our developing story this hour. Protesting students clashing there with security, and the 2023 academic year is gaining momentum. They've accused the institution of failing to resolve issues that continue to plague them. The main issues are about fees, registration and accommodation. Reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is monitoring the situation in Braamfontein this afternoon. Let's go live to him now to get the latest. Good afternoon, Pule. What is the latest that's happening around Wits?
Well, it's day 3 today, Bradan, as you may know, and right now we're gathered at the campus lawns amphitheatre where the students will be briefed by the relevant leadership structures, I believe from SASCO, the EFFC and the SRC committee as well. And they'll join me right now on the ANC this afternoon, the SRC president, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Let's talk about what's the way forward from here. We see students are gathered all here.
Okay, I think now what's happening, there are some students who are still eating and we are still refreshing. We will deliver the way forward. But one thing I can say, that students are still continuing with the protest because our demands are not met. So we are still continuing with our protest to advocate for our legitimate demands.
What's the message from the management so far? Have they tried to reach out to you guys?
They haven't reached out to me yet. And as I've said, the Vice Chancellor has my number. I'm waiting for the call. It is a blatant lie that we do not want to engage Wits management. I am waiting for him.
Okay. Let's talk about that critical issue there of suspension letters. Yesterday we were chatting about 10 p.m. We saw those letters that are being sent to some of the students. Have you received that letter?
I've checked my email. I was told that I've received that letter, but regardless, those letters are null and void. We are still continuing with the protest. We're gonna advocate for our issues.
Okay, and then how many people are you expecting here from which structures, which political structures?
We are working with all political structures which are at Wits, mostly the EFF Student Command, the Progressive Youth Alliance, which comprises of the NC Youth League, SASCO, and the YCL. They are joining arms with us, and we also have the Youth Socialist Movement, who's also here fighting for this genuine cause. Okay,
and then it's deadline today, of course. It's about almost 4 o'clock. Do we know if there's any extension regarding that situation, or the university still saying today's deadline?
Nothing will operate at Wits. There will be a complete shutdown, even next week, up until our demands are met.
Okay, thank you very much. Of course, that's the president of the SRC, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. They are about to address the students. I'm just going to ask my colleague Gareth to pan on my left-hand side and you have a look. Just have a look, Bradan. Most of the students gathered here today. But the message is still quite clear that this protest will continue regardless of some of those suspension letters that have been served on some of these students here. I believe they're waiting for the students of the EFFSC as well. But inside the campus, security is very tight. I can tell you right now, private security, members of JMPD, I saw as well, all over the entrances, and checking and making sure that every person who enters into the campus, the students as well. Obviously, there's strict verification processes, but the deadline is today to register, and it seems as though students are vowing to continue with those protests. You'd have seen earlier on, they took to the streets of Braamfontein. Similar scenes that we saw yesterday unfolded again today in the early hours of the morning. So it is quite interesting to hear what will be addressed to the students and what's the way forward, apart from this protest having to continue.
Yeah, you are standing there on that amphitheatre ground just below the Wits Great Hall, where earlier, Pule, we saw the police nyalas and also the vehicles from the Joburg Metro Police. Are they still stationed there?
Yeah, they are still stationed there. In fact, every corner within the university you find, private security or police officials as well. Even where we are right now, I can spot almost close to 15 of them who are just monitoring this meeting here in anticipation to see if it doesn't spiral out of control and to try and ensure that they control it. But, students here are fed up and they want their demands to be met. They haven't received any communique or message from the Wits management. However, we'll continue to try and get those answers as well from the spokesperson Sharona, who I believe will receive or will issue out a statement to pave a way forward from the institution side. But the president of the SRC is saying that it's a lie. They haven't reached out to him in regards to trying to sit around a table and discuss a way forward.
Okay, we'll have to wait and hear what the Wits University management have to say. The situation, though, now appearing calm amid a very strong and heavy presence of law enforcement agents. Thank you very much. Pule Letshwiti-Jones on the grounds of Wits University this afternoon. It's a developing story. We'll continue to watch it for you here on Today.